sonically, you know, I mean, we've definitely. I mean, I really liked the guitar sound on the Love album. That was all White Falcon. It was a couple of different amps because I couldn't again never get one amp to sound good. But that's a slightly smaller sound, a little bit thinner. He's pretty ballsy on like the Phoenix and the track Love, which is one of my favourite Cult songs of all time, personal favourite. Electric, we kind of transferred over to a real method thing like Les Paul Marshall. When Bob Rock came into the picture, you know, I mean, we'd already done an album with Rick Rubin before Rick produced anybody else. We were his first real record. Rick had never made a record in a proper studio before us on Electric. So that was an interesting thing. But instead of following that, Rick's great if you've got the songs and he has a vision of shaping it. And his quote is the best. I reduced the Cult, I didn't produce them. The version of Electric that we'd come up with was too convoluted, too layered. It was missing the point. He cut all that down surgically, and we made the record that we're going to play tonight. Bob Rock listened to that and went, well, I like that. He's Canadian, so he's got a bit of the UK ear as well as an American thing. And he listened and he went, I just missed some of the elements of the Love album. I mean, Electric's great party album, but it's quite one-dimensional and myopic in what it is. It's great, but it doesn't have other factors and facets of your band are missing. So on Sonic Temple, the object of the exercise, as Bob saw it, was to combine both elements of the Cult, and that's kind of what we tried to do. Given that it was also big hair, big drum sounds, that whole era, men in spandex, which I never wore any spandex ever. No crimes against spandex. So, you know, a couple of bad hair crimes. But by the end of the 80s, I just had fantastic hair. I think we had the best hair in rock, me and Ian, apart from the Nelsons. But anyway, that's an aside. So Bob was great. Bob's really good. He's a guy who, again, he'd only produced one band before the Cult, which was Kingdom Come, which was kind of a Led Zeppelin-esque type, homage type band. And we just loved his sounds. He wasn't a known guy. He hadn't done Metallica, he hadn't done Motley Crue, he hadn't done anybody. He was Bruce Fairbairn's assistant, so he'd worked with Bon Jovi and Aerosmith, but as an assistant, as an engineer. So we swung, you know, we took a chance on Bob, you know, as a producer, and, you know, again, I think our instincts were pretty successful, and he's gone on to be great, and he's come and bailed us out many times, and the last album, Choice of Weapon, you know, we'd made a really good record with Chris Goss, but he just wasn't finished, and Bob came in and kind of, he's a closer, Bob, you know, he's a professional, he really can get to the meat of the matter very quickly and efficiently, and he knows me and Ian really well, so we can eliminate a lot of the dating process. We get right down to the sex, you know what I mean, and then it gets done. We haven't got the time. So Bob's, you know, and Bob's proven over the years, and he's such an incredible, diverse abilities now, you know. But Bob's great with guitar. He's a guitar player, 70s guy, total English fan of 70s rock music. So me and him get on great. He still owns a couple of my guitars and bass, and he's got the Falcon, one of my Falcons that was on that Metallica song, Nothing Else Matters. If you look on the video, that's my guitar, formerly my guitar. And so, you know, I mean, Bob's been a very big part of the Cult story on and off kind of throughout. I think he gets the Cult. I think he feels an empathy to the band, me and Ian as musicians. And so he's been very influential and helpful as well, you know.